Hey guys, this is Namkraft. What's going on? Welcome to this is Starcraft English commentary. We'll continue with the loser set. This is ASL S19 Ro16 Group A. Barracks is a scan, and so far the score is 1-0 in favor of Barracks. Not that much big skill difference between these two players, but I feel like that difference is compounded over time. And now Barracks will have to fight hard to get back here, and this next fight is gonna be happening on the map Eclipse 2-player map with scans spawning at the bottom left in blue and Barracks in red at the top right. What can we say here? I guess Scan made a name for himself by appearing in the round of 16 to begin with. Is already good enough, right? I mean, this is all that you can hope for. You can't. You can try to aim higher, but it's hard, and he's already down to one game. He's lost very, very thoroughly against Soki. If he can actually pull a game off, we might have the beginning of a streak here. Remember Jangbi's first OSL, where he was actually a wild card player, because I think one of the players gave up the spot, and then Jangbi came all the way from the wild cards, where he had to go to several. What are those things called when it's tied? Tiebreakers. He had to went to several tiebreakers to get out of the wild cards, and he just kept on winning like one game at a time against very, very strong players. And in some rounds he was surely about to get eliminated, and he just come back strong and just gets stronger and stronger through the round. So I mean, every time I want to get motivation or I want to feel good about myself, I just think of Jangbi's what is it, Jin AOSL? It might be Jin AOSL. Yeah, that was amazing show of just never giving up from one of the strongest players. So everything is possible here for Scan, but it's hard, very, very, very hard. Anyways, what's happening here? We're gonna be having Barracks on the high ground. Barracks coming through and scouting. He sees it. He's the better player. He's won one game, so he doesn't want to just take it risky. He doesn't want to play a risky game. Excuse me. He just want to make sure that things are looking very, very standard. He doesn't get surprised with some crazy attacks. He's gonna progress as usual. The SV might die, but I don't think Barracks would mind. Alright, the SV lives. No, it doesn't. It died. Okay, so what's happening now? Looks like Scan is the only guy with the remaining scouting SV. The enemy has only made a single Marine though, whereas Scan has made 2. So that's already some difference, and this SV will escape. He will see the expansion is about to go up. He cannot confirm it just yet. Maybe he can confirm it with the peripheral vision. Factory coming up, so Scan will expand a little bit later. This is interesting. Scan got a nice idea that the enemy has got only a single Marine. Why did he not just go and quickly expand? I guess you cannot unproduce the Marine, right? Once the Marine is produced, you cannot unproduce it. The only thing that you can try to do is slow down your factory production. Maybe the factory is already up by the time that he has enough information to decide what to do. Anyways, Starport. Is that Starport? Yeah, that possibly is Starport coming down from Scan. First Vulture is out. Barracks got the economic lead slightly, so he's gonna try to just contain, stay on his side of the map, do not make any big moves. No crazy mistakes. This Vulture from Scan is moving around to the very, very difficult to spot locations here. Alright, we're seeing a small divergence in technology. Barracks gonna be going for second factory and not a starport. Checking for the outside to see if there's any scouting units, scouting SCVs, Marines, whatnot. And then he is gonna just transfer the SCVs and start to get his acts together. What we're seeing now, SCV is getting transferred, floating Barracks to the middle of the map, and everything is looking very, very, very standard. Alright, I don't know what to say now. Actually, once again, because these games are happening all so fast, I'm actually typing out the details for the previous set here, so I apologize if this is my voice actually not following what's happening on screen. Vulture's coming from Barracks. He's got a slight economic advantage. He's gonna try to convert it into military advantage. There's gonna be Vultures coming through, but right away the tank is supporting. The Marines have all died, but looks like there's gonna be enough just to hold. The Vulture's gonna try to snipe as many SCVs as possible, but losing 2 Vultures already, I think it's okay. I think that Scan did not lose so much, but if you look at the supply difference, there's about 3 supply difference now, because Scan was his command center was later, and also his he lost some mining time there with that vulture harassments. But his tanks are faster. That might mean something. But now there's gonna be a renewed vulture harassments here. Let's see how much damage. Can the vultures from Barracks do? Or maybe he would not commit to this. He would just put some mines and then back up and try to expand and go from there. But keep in mind that Scan has made some raids, whereas the there it is. The raid's gonna start to attack, and the army is not done, so the the Goliaths will not be produced. Now we will have more Goliaths being produced, so that raid will not be able to do anything at all. The second raid is coming out, so let's see if this second raid together with the first one is going to be able to apply a bit of pressure or not. First tank is out now for Barracks. Keep in mind that Scan's got already 2 tanks, but it's very hard to leave his main base for the timing. And because he kind of decided to wall himself in, man, he built 2 supply depots and then he just left a hole in the middle, which is kind of like not what you want to do if you want to leave your main base at some point in the future. But for the time being, Scan, he's seen that the enemy will back up, so Scan is actually not that much behind, just about 5 supply. This is quite evident because his command center was a bit later, and that vulture harassments from Barrack was just doing a lot of damage. Anyways, this Barracks will fall. Scan can finally move out. He's gonna possibly repair his race now. I'm surprised Barracks did not expand it. He need to be. I think he's got better economy. He's trying to put a surround on the. I guess he want to make sure he can surround the enemy first before going for any kind of expansion ideas. And he's gonna contain with just 3 tanks. Scan, he cannot leave the base via the ground route anymore. SCV just coming out to see how many tanks there are in defense, and he sees it, and Scan's gonna have to back up. But there's some raids attacking and try to slow down the enemy's economy. All right, these tanks are moving forward, and the tanks on Scan are not sieging. He loses the first tank right away. It looks like siege mode is not done. This is a huge problem here. One of the tank is way too far forward. It's gonna try to attack with a naked tank here, but now the enemy is gonna come forward, and it's gonna be within reach of the 2 supply depot and the SCV line. The tanks can need to go on the high ground. You can actually shell the enemy tank from the high ground, but he's got siege mode now. The vulture goes through and he's gonna attack, and that last mine is gonna explode onto the tank. He explode into the tank, and Scan might GG right now, but he's not GGing just yet. Siege on high ground, exactly. This is a common understanding, and right away Barracks retreated, and he's gonna be able to shell all of those SCV lines. The raids get pushed back, so Scan is behind by botching supply. So that was really unfortunate, but the skill difference really shined there. These kind of really small, minute details that we cannot catch as humans, these godlike machines can catch it easily. Anyways, now 6 tanks versus 1. With 2 raids going for the vulture. Maybe he doesn't, excuse me, for the Goliath. Maybe he doesn't want to go there because his raids are damaged. But maybe he should go there because why? Because the Scan is limited. He can just attack from the high ground. Okay, looks like there's gonna be Barracks getting reproduced here. Tanks finally come out, but those tanks are kind of within reach of the enemy tanks. Maybe. No, they're not. These tanks will fall, and so those tanks are gonna get pushed back, and Scan has reclaimed his expansion. That was a huge blunder. But now supply-wise, Scan is 65, Barracks is 73. SC is gonna try to come out. 6 tanks versus 2. Okay, now it's 6 tanks versus 4. And mines getting placed on the 830 position, which means that base cannot easily get attacked. Anyways, he's gonna try to do a flooding of SCV just to eat the tank damage here. One of the tank is way too far forward. That was a terrible micro mistakes, but he will be able to shell and take away, I think, 2 tanks out of the 6, which is fine. But he needs to repair the rest of the tanks now. And yeah, Barracks just need to completely do the A move siege. He's gonna expand here as well at the 1 o'clock positions. So let's see how much how much economic damage he will further have. Anyways, SV coming out, and of course this is desperate times calling for desperate measures 5 tanks versus 6, but sieging advantage in Barracks' favor at the last minute. He might be able to get one of these. Okay, it looks like all of those tanks are going to get destroyed. There's still a turrets remaining. He's going to move forward now. Indeed, he will move forward. As we checking, and he will see that there's nothing except a single turret. He will clear it. Barracks getting pushed back. Barracks not yet expanded. Keep in mind that Barracks during this time is not yet expanded. He better have some other ideas in mind. For example, you know, going up with faster upgrades, or you know, moving up the tech tree, having some starport science facility, whatnot. But now Barracks has shifted his siege line a little bit backwards here. He allows Scan to expand. This map, Eclipse, you know, when Terrans are involved, this ramp is so critical. You can try to hold the area on the southern part of the ramp, but if you don't have direct coverage of that ramp, vultures can slip through, you can have a drop, and tanks cannot get reinforced because there could be shelling from the northern side, for example. So all of those ideas are interesting. We might have a base trade. What the hell is happening here? Nice scan to check. These tanks are moving forward, and Barracks is gonna have to make a decision. He's moving through. There are only 2 tanks here, but on the other side of the map, looks like the attack from Scannis commences, going right. These 2 tanks will explode. There's only 1 tank remaining from Barracks. SCVs to get moved, but there's gonna be some high ground advantage. Vultures coming out. Only vultures. Scan's got nothing but vultures. And these tanks are way too slow. He's checking for decision, and he's gonna be losing the siege line. He was so fast compared to Barracks, but now he is much slower. What are you doing? You need to move further into the main. He is not doing that. He's not shouting those SCV lines, and he's even lifted his command center, and that's gonna be the end of this game. Where Scan has fought valiantly, but he will lose now. Nice Scan. Goliaths are attacking. Of course, these raids can kill out the rest of the tank. Need to get the Goliaths first, though. He's not going for it. But he will go out now. But that was terrible. But keep in mind, there's a hold right here. So if these tanks all fall and Scan re-land his command center, they need to re-land command center right now. Then there's this temporary hold here, and this command center will also fall. Looks like finally Barracks says, I'm gonna move out now, but that's gonna cost him a lot. It will cost him all of his tanks, but these mines will get exploding on the tanks here. So many tanks gonna be falling. Another attack, but still 3 tanks remaining. He will go through. We need to attack and kill out the last reinforcement from Barracks is looking very, very strong, but Scan has slowed down the enemy so much. And keep in mind, his command center might get cancelled. And yeah, things have all cleared out, and that was an interesting exchange for both of these players. Barracks is scrambling to save his command center. Will he be able to save it? I don't know. There's going to be a mine exploding into the tank. He needs to scan. He does scan it. He's going to back up a little bit more, and more raids and bomb vultures coming out. But it looks like Barracks decided, you know what? I'm going to go and kill you right now. Oh my god. He's leaving this command center. Okay, no, that command center is surviving. So excuse me, I thought that was not surviving, but anyways, it's surviving. Okay, the command center cannot land because there's a mine there. This is a problem. This is a big problem. Anyways, tanks coming from the high ground. There are only 2 tanks remaining on the low ground. He loses the first one. There are 2 more to reinforce. Need to get those mines. He does get the mine. Need to repair the tank. He loses that other tank, and with that, then this ramp will become completely exposed. Did he clear those? Yeah, he cleared the mine. So he's got a faster base, almost about the same time. Okay, not really much faster, but he's got, you know, he finally get this base. But he need to put some tanks on the high ground because the next wave coming through Barracks will take the northern lane, and it will directly access this area. And of course, Scan knows about the danger. He's gonna try to pre-block it. He will try to pre-block those forces coming through. Of course, these vultures will still be able to get on the high ground, but some of them will get deflected. But yeah, they're already on the high ground. There's so many mines getting placed. He need to come out, need to scan. He will try to scan it, which is great. These tanks from the high ground are directly accessing this ramp. This ramp is going to be impossible to hold. 1 tank has fallen. If the second tank move, if the second tank fall, access to this to a 830 position, it will be completely open. But very, very lucky, some SCVs will be able to get on the high ground. The Wraiths can come out to clear that single Goliath. If you can get the Goliath, that hold will get destroyed, and temporary relief, I think, for Scan. So Scan is holding on. Scan is still holding on because his cloak raid is still doing some damages here. These tanks might decide to go through, but Scan has held. And Barracks will get temporarily kind of pushed back. And of course, Barracks need to keep up the economic advantage. He need to expand. He's going to try to expand now at 12 o'clock positioned. Of course, he needs to do that, but very good understanding of the specific natures of this map Eclipse for both of these players. Anyways, the Vultures immediately knowing that there's going to be an expansion, they will come there and slow down the expansion. And he says, you know what, I'm going to allow you to come into my base because I'm confident that my tank lines will be able to defend this area, at least make you bleed so much forces for it that you will just completely lose interest in attacking my base. But this attack is looking very strong. But these tanks are going to get surrounded. We will have sandwich upon sandwich, but high ground advantage going to scan is siege, but these vultures are going to surround the tanks here. There's not enough vultures to clear out those mines. One mine exploding, boom. The other mine exploding, boom, boom. And then looks like all of those forces for Scan is going to get lost. Scan is floating 1,300 minerals. Need to make more forces. Once again, this ram is going to be under siege. But this command center visit I guess it's not really cancelled. It's still out there. And tank's going to be shelling from the low ground. Very nice positioning here. That's going to be able to attack, I think, against the SCV line or maybe the command center. But now I guess Scan can make more turrets. And yeah, those mines can still provide vision for that area, and the command center is within reach of those tanks. The turrets, the vultures, is the raids. We need to come out there and try to snipe one of those forward tanks. He's gonna try to do it very quickly, but he need to clear the mines first, because those mines are giving vision for those tanks. Just a quick scan will clear those mines, but he's not able to do it. He's trying very hard to repair, but he's wasting so much money to repair. Man, use your raids. Your raids are right there. You just need to get one tank, and the pressure will be completely relieved from your bowels. But where are these raids going? They're gonna try to come out here and snipe those enemy raids. Not a bad idea, just to turn the balance of trade here a little bit. But this command center is a problem. This command center is a huge problem. What is he doing? He's destroying the starport. Why? Well, why does it matter? I don't know. He could use the raid for something else, but he's not doing it. He's gonna try to attack against SCV. This is desperate time call for desperate measures. I don't think this is a logical move to do at this point. He needed to go out there and relieve the third base of the siege, but he's not doing that. It's gonna be these tanks gonna try to come to the center. Of course, this is inconsequential. Cannot get anything accomplished, losing some vultures in the process as well. Yeah, these command center is still burning. Scan is wasting so much money to repair. Oh my God, Scan. He's gone for hidden base, so that might be something here. But Vulture's gonna try to get to that area very soon, so that's something that to keep in mind. Yeah, indeed, the Vulture discovered this base, so all of these SCVs were burned. But Scan comes through with a huge attack now. He's trying to attack the Vultures. Where are they? The raids, where are they? There they are. The raids are actually not doing it, just watching the show. Just watching the show, but he's gonna be able to clear this area now. SCVs are forced to run back on the other side of the map though. But what can't what can Scan do? He's gonna try to get on this area and try to take a fourth base that way, and try to somehow assault this area. That will leave the middle area open for exploitation. There, how many tanks will Scan is not paying attention? He's not sieging his 3 tanks. They exploded like popcorn. SCVs getting trapped in the action. Once again, getting cut off in the middle is not a good thing here, and these 6 tanks will be so hard to remove. Scan is GG, and he's eliminated from the round of 16. Thanks for watching. Let's move on to this final set between Light and Barracks. Buy me coffee if you enjoy this kind of game. Thank you so much.